Good to see many of you. Haven't seen you in a while. Glad you're able to join us this morning. So, all we're going to do, I want you to first feel into your body and just notice anywhere that feels tight, maybe feels a little off. And by the end of class, our goal is for them to feel better. So, let's start with a little twisting. Start in that most important joint area of the body, the spine, where we have many, many joints along it, and allow all the nerves come out from there. So we want to take good care of it. So we're going to start with feeling into our posture as we're twisting and alignment, and then just notice your breath. Usually it starts off a little more shallow and soft, and start allowing it to open up a little bit. And as you twist, let that back heel kick up a little bit so you can get a little more rotation in through the hips. Let's take a nice big inhale and just let it release nice and smooth. All right, let's come to our center and take the ear towards the shoulder, side to side, going at your own pace. Whatever feels good. If it feels good to linger, you can hang out there for a little bit. Just stay in a pain-free range as we move forward and back, playing with different angles. If you find a sensitive area, just kind of work around it, work up to it slowly and cautiously, and find the range that feels good, feels right. Now let's go into a little rock and roll in the neck. You can kind of do it in quadrants or as a nice rolling movement, as long as it feels good. You find a sensitive area, you kind of roll up to it and then back away from it, come around from the other side, and eventually you might find that you can go through the area slowly and it feels just fine. Keep bringing your attention back to alignment and breath. Bring yourself back to center and let's roll the shoulders. And notice how when you roll your shoulders, you're lifting your ribs, expanding your diaphragm, which makes your breath come in a little deeper. And on your inhales, see if you can focus on breathing through your nose to kind of take that inhale deeper. Let's go the other direction. And let's shuffle the shoulders one at a time. Little squeeze and release with the upper trap. Now let's bring them up together with a nice big inhale. Hold and pause the breath and the light contraction. Exhale, release. Inhale up, hold, release. One more time. Now a little shimmy. Try to get the nice soft motion, shimmying the shoulders, making sure those muscles are fully relaxed. Now we're going to round. So when you round, I want you to round the shoulders like you're doing really poor posture. Tuck the chin, let the shoulders roll in and feel that stretch and release tension between the shoulder blades. And just then rock it a little bit. Now open up, come up, bring the shoulder blades down, open up the chest, palms out. Feel a nice stretch in the neck, scalene muscles, upper chest, shoulders, and then round and come into the mid back. So when you hit that mid back position, again, just rock it. If you need to support a little bit, you can. And then roll it up, open up again, maybe a little bit more. Notice your gaze across the ceiling, moving towards the back of your room, but just in the range that feels all right for your body. Now round forward, engage the core a little bit as you go down into the deepest position that feels good for your body. Again, you can support with the hands or you can just hang and then sway the hips. Any little variations that your body naturally wants to do. If you want to cross your arms, whatever, just let your body tell you what it wants. Play with the neck a little bit. Then when it's time to come up, this is our most vulnerable position is full extension. And then right when you want to come up. So that's when you got to engage that deep core, maybe even help with the hands above the knees, round, engage that core, roll yourself up one vertebrae at a time, all the way up. And then a big open up into extension. As you go into that deeper range, drawing the core to support the lower back. Come back to center. Let's go to the sides. And if you want a little extra, you just push the hips a little bit the opposite direction that you're reaching. Feel that nice stretch all the way through those lateral chain of muscles that tend to be tight. Lengthen as you go instead of just hinging over. Try to reach high. Good. Let's go forward and back. And again, at those end ranges of flexion and extension, you want to draw on the deep core to come back to center. That end range is where we tend to tweak the back. So play with different angles, drawing in strong each time you're transitioning from that end range. You can play a little bit with rotation as well and just stay in a range that doesn't activate the lower back. Now let's turn that into circles of the torso. With this one, you can add rotation too. And let's go the other direction. And back to center. Let's go to the hips now. Sway side to side. See how far you can comfortably shift them out. Good. Forward and back. This can be a vulnerable area too. When you go forward, you can create that compression here. So draw in the core and it'll keep you from creating that too much compression. Just keeps you in natural extension rather than hyperextension. Play with different angles. And let's do big circles. other direction. And bring it back to center. Now we're going to do the hip rocks. So instead of swaying, we're just rocking the hips. Just bend a knee, drop the hip down. This is going to really get into any of that tightness in the deep lateral stabilizers and in the hips. This feels awkward. That's okay. Just keep playing with it. It'll eventually get to where it feels natural. Now let's go forward and back. Feeling that flexion and extension in the lumbar spine. And then bring that into little hula circles. Sure, just tilting that pelvis all around, combining those two movements. Let's go the other direction. If you can do this well, then your stabilizers in the torso and hips are doing really well. They're not overreacting, they're not over tight, they're not super weak. You can control that movement. Now let's shimmy and shake out the hips after that. Bring our feet and knees closer together all the way if it feels good. Now spread your toes, create space between each of the toes, and then come into a quarter squat, rocking the knees side to side, feeling into that little bit of lateral range for the knee joint, down through the ankles. Center yourself, bring it up, squeeze the quads, and then drop into whatever depth the squat feels good to warm up your legs and feels good for your knees. Keep reminding your toes to spread. Really squeeze like you're drawing the kneecap in. That last little bit of range is really helpful for knee health. Now let's add the circle with the squeeze. So a little circle. Again, staying in a range that feels good for your knees. And let's go the other direction. Anything that doesn't feel quite right and you can't make those little adjustments to get it to feel better, then just skip it. Move to something that feels good that we've done or that you naturally like to do. Good. Pause. Now, let's engage the core, round the back, slow roll up again. Come up into posture, make fists, slow roll the wrists. Let's roll one ankle. Keep a nice strong fist. You feel a little bit of work in your forearms, maybe a little stretch in some areas. Now spread the fingers as wide as you can so you feel that engagement through the back, the forearms. Roll the other ankle. Keep them extended as you roll those wrists around. Feeling the back, your fingers, and forearms. All right, now let's just dance and shake it out. Beautiful. Let's step wide. Take it side to side. So you want to be wide enough to where when you straighten that leg, you feel a little bit of a stretch in your inner thigh. Ground in that foot so you get the outside stretch in the outside of the lower leg and top of the foot. And then keep a nice straight spine. So keep your chest lifted, core slightly engaged. Shoulders are dropped down. Nice warm up for the inner and outer thighs. Now center yourself, hands just above the knees. Lock them out and anchor yourself into kind of a low sumo squat. Now we're going to twist, sweep, down, around, and back up. And then twist the other way. Sweep down, around, and up. Let's do it with our breath. Exhale down, inhale up, back and forth, feeling that rotation and stretch through the back. And back. Back to side. This time rotate onto the heel, lift the toes, and feel into your hamstring. Side to side. If that feels good and you want to take it a little deeper, you can bring the hands down, drop into whatever depth feels good for you. Always listening to how it feels on your joints. We want them to stay happy through the whole workout. So make sure you're listening. And let's engage the core again and snake the body up. And step back and across. Keep the hips square to the front to start with. You feel that a little bit of stretch through here and here. Now we're going to add a little step back and a twist. And if you feel like you're not in sync with me, you're getting out of feeling like you're not quite doing it right, don't worry about it. Just step back and twist. Let your body guide you. It's just a little dynamic twisting of the spine and hips. Let's come back to center. Shake it all out and do some balance. So we're going to come up on one leg, bring the knee up, circle the foot. And let's go the other direction. Think about your posture, core lightly engaged to help keep everything in position. Now we're going to internally rotate, bring that heel up, a little bit of a lift, pulse it. Now rotate it to the outside. Try to get the outside of the foot flat if you can and lift the knee away from the other leg and then pulse it. Might have to lean to the side a little bit to get it up there. Whatever range you have, don't worry about it. You should just feel the work there. Good, back to center. And let's go back and forth. Good, then one time forward and back. So just start with a small range. You're feeling into your balance. Kind of tilting forward, all working through the motions in the hips, keeping the spine, same position, and then play with the range. You can come all the way down if it feels good. Just be careful. Stay within the framework of what your body feels like it can do. One more. Good. Shake it out. Let's try the other side. Bring that knee up, circle the foot. Let's go the other direction. Good. Now rotate it inward. Lift that foot, whatever height you can, and pulse it. And then rotate it to the outside, lift it out and up so you can get it level, no matter how much you need to lean out, and then pulse it. Good. Bring it back to center. Inside, outside. All right, let's try a little forward and back. Start with a small range. Just explore the range that works for you. All right, bring it up, shake it out. Let's swing the arms across the front, crisscrossing. And then come across, and you're going to do a little vibration here on the upper trap and on the side lat. And then swing it out and do the other side. Alternate. Good. Now let's come down into a squat. They like to call it an air squat. Just basically feeling like you're sitting more into where your glutes meet your hamstrings here. Arms are out front to counterbalance. Weight's a little bit in your heels or centered through your foot, whatever feels best. And then just bounce, play with getting into a depth. It feels like you're really warming up that whole lower chain of muscles. Now we're going to take that momentum and swing it up on our toes. Balance on your toes. Reach high and bounce it. Now bring it back down. Find your air squat with the arm swings and rock it a little side to side. So you're transferring the weight from one leg to the other. Allowing for a little heel raise on that foot you're taking the weight off of. Good. Now let's swing it up and balance again. Now, kids, stay up on your toes, and we're gonna slowly rotate around. See how far around you can reach. Keep your balance and slowly bring it back and over to the other side. Back to center. Shake it out. All right, let's go down to our mats. So that's a great thing to do if you're somewhere where you just need to wake up your body and you don't really have a floor or a mat to get down on. You just do that routine. It's a great wake up, warm up. Now we're going to play with the spine a little bit, doing some bridges. And we're going to do spine breathing bridges. So you're going to lift your lumbar off the mat. So you're arching up just the range that feels good. There's a nice pelvic tilt that helps create this, but just the height that feels good, and then flatten it down. And so when you lift up again with a big inhale through the nose. Exhale, flatten, and then one vertebrae at a time, peel up to the top of the bridge. Pause up there, feel into this. And you want to feel like all your muscles are helping out. Your glutes, your hamstrings, your quads, your lower back muscles, they're all equally holding to where nothing is getting overstretched, stressed. So hold here. Now slowly lower one vertebrae at a time. Now we're going to do it with our breath. As you come down, you're trying to touch all the lower lumbar vertebrae before your sacrum and tailbone touch. So let's go inhale, arch. Exhale, flatten and roll it up. Inhale at the top. Exhale, roll it down. Inhale, arch. Exhale, flatten and roll it up. Inhale at the top. Exhale, roll it down. Now go at the pace of your breath, but see if you can expand your breath so it becomes slow like Tai Chi, the movement. And notice when you're going up and down, if it's jumpy or there's blocks of your spine that move all together, try to make them move smooth and slow and through each and every vertebrae. Let's do three more rounds. Inhale up. Okay, last one. We're going to arch. Inhale. Exhale, roll it up. And then pause at the top. And we're going to shift our hips side to side, keeping the hips level, not swaying the knees, rotating at the knees so the hips go further out than the ribs and the knees to the outside. So you feel your spine doing lateral flexion under tension. So one of the most important concepts is stability with mobility. So your your stabilizer muscles can stay stable while moving. Now let's zigzag it downward. At any time you can take a break if you need to, but keep the hips level the whole time as you zigzag up and down to the point where you're hovering just above the mat and then zigzagging back up. Let's do that one more time. And nice big inhale. Exhale, roll it down. Arch inhale. Exhale, flat and roll it up. Now rock the hips. You're dropping one end, then the other, and feel like you can feel almost a ringing out of your spine, the rotation. Again, stay in a range that works for you and also play with the up and down. So moving yourself down as you rotate and then bring it back up. One more time. Pause. Slow roll it down. Bring the knees into your hands. Rock side to side and feel yourself massaging your lower back into your mat, relaxing the shoulders. And then extend the arms and rock and massage the sacrum, the upper butt and pelvis, and then make circles with that. You roll through the pelvis, then roll through the lower back. Go far enough over that you feel it in the side parts of the glute. Let's go the other direction. Good. Bring the feet down wide on the mat, arms wide, drop the knees down, side to side. Draw on your core each time you bring the knees back to center. Again, even in something like this, that end range, when you go to come back, that's when the most stress is on the back. That's why you got to draw on the core to initiate that movement, align the spine before you bring the legs up. Good. Now let's roll over onto our sides. I'm going to do a little bit of hip work. We're going to start with turning the toes down and lifting the heels up so you're internally rotating in that top leg and then bringing it straight up and down. Heel towards the ceiling. Hips are stacked. Drawing your core. Stabilize with the upper body using your hand. You can hold here if that feels okay for the neck, or you can relax down here if that feels better. Good. Now turn the toes towards the sky. Open your hips a little bit, engage that core. Swing it up so you can get that natural motion in your hips. You have to drop the hip back a little bit for it to really glide up smooth. Shouldn't be any popping or noise. If there is, go slower or bend the knee as you come up, anything to make sure it's smooth and feel and sound. Two more. Good. Turn the toes down. Touch toe to bottom heel. Then kick up and back. This is one where it's easy to arch the back. You got to draw in the core. So this should be feeling in deep in your glute, deep in the dimple of your derriere, not in your lower back. So find the range that works for you. It should be like a 45-degree angle. Kick back. Toes are rotated downward slightly. And bring the knee forward, open it up, extend it up, lower it down. So this is nice rotation and stability in the hip. Again, the core is active. Hips are rolling forward and then opening up slightly. No popping or pain. One more. Heel to heel, toe to toe extended. Hovering. Two more. Good. Knee forward, touch the knee and the heel. Alternating. Good. Now just relax it for a second and pat it out. Release that tension. Then bring the knee up, grab the ankle. If you can't do that, just let it release a little more. If that's still too cramping, bring your foot behind. We're trying to stretch what we just worked while we work the inner thigh, the other leg. So let's flex the foot, lift the leg up, touch toe and heel. Try to lift each time after you touch the heel and toe. And lift up, pulse, and lower. Good. Bend the knee to 90. Lift it back and away so you feel a little release in this front side hip flexor area of that lower leg, and then pulse it. Pulse, and then bring it down. All right, bring yourself up. Bring that lower knee forward. Top leg comes to the side. And you're going to come down to this open side and do a little mini push-up, bringing your shoulder blades together. Opposite ear towards the mat. Get a little stretch under here. A little spinal twist, and then come up to the top as tall as you can. Twist up here. Back and forth. One more. Good. Bring your hands behind, feet out front. Lift the chest, drop the knees down, arch. Bring them up, over to the other side, arch. All right, let's swing the legs to the other side. Get your body nice and long, stack the hips and feet. Lift that top leg, turn the toes down, heel straight up and down. Be feeling it right on top of the hip. And turn the toes up. Open the hips a little bit. Swing it up nice and smooth. And turn the toes down. Touch the bottom heel, kick up and back. Strong core so you don't arch your back. Focusing deep in the glute. 45-degree angle. Good. Bring the knee forward. Touch the knee and the heel. Extend all the way straight, toe and heel. knee forward, open up, extend and lower. Good. Bring it down, pat it out. And lift the knee, grab the ankle if you can. Adjust however you need to make it work. And then bring that bottom leg up, touch toe and heel, alternating with a little lift in between. Lift and pulse and lower. And the knee to 90, lift it back, up and pulse. And bring that bottom knee forward. Top leg to the side. Come down to that open side. Nice posture. Come deep. Turn that your head to the back so you get your opposite ear towards the mat. And then come up nice and tall. Spinal twist. Good. Let's flip over on our hands and knees. And do a little free motion cat cow. So you're moving your head, neck, shoulders, spine, and hips all around. Trying to find those little areas that still need to open up and stretch a little bit. Then you're going to turn your toes under and just lean back and stretch your arches and your toes. You can rock it a little bit if it feels good. Side to side or forward and back. And then rock back to a low squat. If this bothers your knees, then come up here. Have your forearms on your thighs and open up. If you're all the way down, hands on the ground, open up. When you open up, it's not just the arm. You're really focusing on the back, bringing the shoulder blades together. Spiral the wrist up. Other side. Hands down, hips up. Sway side to side. Hands above the knees, straighten the arms, come into flat back. Lengthen. Then round, engage the core. Bend the knees, slow roll up one vertebrae at a time. Let the arms float out. Bring in a nice big ball of chi all the way through your system. Settle in to the lower dantian, just below the belly button. And then do a little vibration through this whole area. Little massage, get into the fascia for the hip flexor and lower abdominals. Tends to be a little tight. And then just hold and breathe. To the back side, little vibration. Upper butt and lower back, sides. Massage. Bring your elbows towards each other. Open up the chest. Turn your gaze up. Inhale. Exhale slowly. Take your legs all the way down the back side. Inhale up the inside. Exhale through. Inhale, bring in the chi. Exhale, feel it come all the way through. Take a moment, feel into your body, your breath, your mind, your heart. Feel the peace that's always there for you. Let's take that sweet energy into our hands, share it up with each other in our home or wherever we are, space. Bring it down, share it up. Thanks for coming. Have a beautiful day.